Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this video, after like so many years, I'm finally building a PC. I think the last time I built it was like so long back, and the first time I built a PC was back in like 2008 and 9 when I was like 15-16 years old. That's when I built my first PC, and that's gonna be this video. So if you guys like this, I'll build more PCs and I'll show you guys. Let's open the case now. So this is the case. Micro RTX case, RGB fans and everything already built in, so I don't have to purchase them separately. Let's open this. As you can see, this is the case. It's a tinted glass on one side. It's not as tall as my PC, but should be good. It's a micro RTX, and the board I have is also micro RTX, so it's good. And we have two RGB fans inside this. Also on top, we have the magnetic filter, dust filter, power button reset, two USB 2 and one USB 3.0, headphone and mic. And this is the I/O. We also have a RGB fan here. We can remove this. Micro RTX. They have the cable for all these fans here. Let's start installing the processor and the CPU cooler first. So for the processor, I have the Ryzen 5 5500. It's a pretty good processor. It will let you play a good amount of games. And we also have a cooler with this, a better CPU cooler. So we're gonna put these two onto the B550 motherboard. I got the Asus. There's the AM4 motherboard which we're gonna use. Also has Wi-Fi, pretty convenient. I'm gonna open up the motherboard now. So one different thing about this motherboard is they actually gave the Wi-Fi antennas in a different way. And I'm going to open this. They have the I/O, and they also have a SATA cable, which we don't want because we're not going to use SATA. And they gave this extra pins. We also have a CD. Obviously, I cannot use it. Looks nice. 4 DDR4 DIMM slots. Processor first. Okay. The entire package is actually for the cooler, that's why it looks bigger, but we have our processor here. It's already updated. It's a pretty new motherboard, so directly supports 5000 series of AMD processors. Otherwise, we have to do a BIOS update. I'll also show you the cooler, but we're not going to use it anyway. It's pretty heavy. This is the reason why it's too heavy, Now coming to the most important part, is installing the processor. So you can see here, we have this lock here. We're just gonna pull this, take this out. We're gonna take our processor. There is kind of a small triangle on the corner, so that has to line up with the triangle here. We're just gonna slowly keep that. The processor is done, so I'm gonna keep this aside for now. Let's open up the CPU cooler. So this is a RGB cooler. So we have the fan, we have all the tools, we have the heatsink. We have a kit for AM4. I'm just gonna open up. I think we use these two brackets for AM4, and this is for the fan. We need to remove those two brackets which are on the motherboard already. I don't know why they even have that in the first place, because no matter which cooler you want to attach to it, you have to remove those. This is the base plate. It came out. I have to put it under. Thermal paste. I'm just gonna put 5 dots. Peel the wrapper, put it on top. Line this up. Install the fan now. Put it like this. But that's it. Install the fan. Cooler is done. Install the RAM and also the SSD, and then we can actually put this into the stuff. So for the RAM, I have 16 GB to 8 gigs. Here we have 4 slots for the DIMM, and we always use the alternate ones. They also give like a color code here, like 2 blacks and 2 grays. I'm gonna put this into A2 and B2. So we install the RAMs. The next is going to be our SSD, 1 TB M.2 SSD. This motherboard actually has 2 M.2 slots. So we have the 1 TB here. I'm gonna put this the first slot. Let's see the length. It's actually 2280. Put the riser here in like this, press it. Our SSD is also installed. Okay, so the initial setup of the motherboard is done. So I'm just gonna keep this aside and I'm gonna bring the case on top. Yes. Before we actually do it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and before I do anything, I need all the screws for this, which is actually behind this panel. All the screws are here, pretty much everything. Okay, place this inside first, and then we'll line this up. Trying to attach this properly so that everything lines up. Always good to start with the one in the corner here. We're gonna install the GPU. So before we actually place the GPU, I'm gonna install the power supply. I have a 600 watt power supply for this setup. I think that should be enough. Oh, this is the main power card PSU with all the cables. I can just show you how much of cables we need to hide, you know, from the whole front side. I'll show you guys the GPU. So that's gonna be our last thing, which goes here. For the GPU, I have the RTX 3050 to play like most of the games in like decent configuration, decent settings. So that's our GPU. We have a DP, HDMI, and DVI. It's gonna go there, so inputs will come here, I guess. Yeah, not the first one, but the second one. Yes. Our GPU is also done. It's a pretty small GPU, I guess, because I have the 3060 Ti with me, and that definitely looks much bigger than this. Connect all the main cables and then do the cable management. So this is the backside of our whole cable management, which I have to do. I finally did all the cables, and we're gonna close this side, turn this on and see if it actually works, if everything, all the connections, all the USB and everything is good. But before that we have to do the boot and also install Windows. But for now I'm just gonna see if it actually boots up and if everything works. So let's go. So guys, everything is done, and we're gonna actually see if it actually powers up, if everything works. Let's see if it actually boots up first. Turn it on. 3, 2, 1. Yes. The only problem I had is this is also a RGB fan. Why there's no light is the motherboard only has one ARGB pin, either one of these. Do a workaround for that. So that's the only thing. Yeah, the GPU is running. Install Windows to it. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll be doing more PC builds. I'll see you guys with another video with another PC build or another unboxing. So till then, it's Manish. Thank you guys.